Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Gimmick Minute Wrestling podcast. My name is Jason. I'm joined this week with Riley and Kevin. Sorry that last week's episode was a little late. The host site that I used to post it was having some technical difficulties, and I wasn't able to post the audio version of it. So I ended up finding a workaround and just posting the video version on Spotify, and then that posted the audio version in our feed. So it worked out kind of well. So a little weird, but it was just a few days late getting out there, so I do apologize. We're actually going to get this one out a little bit early because Thursday, when we normally record, is Thanksgiving. So we're here Wednesday night to make sure that we have an episode out this week. So, with that,
it's our own Thanksgiving tradition.
So, with that being said, if you want to join in the conversation, do so by tweeting us at LiveYourGimmick. It's LivyOurGimmick.
How come we didn't invite Mike?
I should have, and I thought about it, but I thought about it too late. So he's probably. But Wednesday nights the nights that he records Modern Toy Fair, though. Okay. So then I started to think about it. I was like, oh, am I a dick for not inviting him? But then I was like, oh, he's probably recording his show, which he is. They're on recording his show right now. So yeah. So I guess I'm not that big of a dick then. So
I was gonna text you. I was gonna say something in our Discord chat, but I was like,
Yeah, we don't want to lose listeners. So
I was gonna say
made the right call.
I was gonna say it might be a little awkward there for Riley. So
yeah, Riley would still have his Dynamite drop-ins, so it'll be all right. We'd be all right. He has his note prepared, right, Riley?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
One job.
Okay, we're recording one day earlier. I watch everything on Thursday.
So he's got half an
hour.
hour.
Okay. So you haven't even watched Monday Night Raw then, huh?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right. I was going to say, we'll have some spoiler alerts then for you.
It was already spoiled for me.
Oh, was it? Okay. All right.
So.
All right, we'll get to that here in a minute.
I'll tell you guys the story, yeah. I'll tell you the story.
Oh, okay. Do you want to tell us the story?
Not now, when we get to it.
Oh, okay. When we get there. All right, we'll be waiting for that. There's a tease. Riley has a story of how the surprise was spoiled. Can't wait.
Tease.
All right, so we ended last week's show by predicting what we thought might happen in AEW Full Gear, and I think I don't know. I watched about half of the show. Kevin, I know you said you watched a lot of it through just watching clips on YouTube. What about you, Riley? Were you able to kind of catch up on what happened?
I didn't watch any of it, but I did read up on it.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So let's kind of dig in a little bit. That was all on the pre-show, which we didn't really... I think the only pre-show match we did was the MJF one. And...
I feel like we all picked the Guns.
No, we all picked MJF, actually.
Oh, did we?
Oh, wait, no. Was that the... No, yeah, we did all pick the Guns. Yep, that is correct. We all picked the Guns.
I think because remember, this was the prediction of who we wanted to win. And we all wanted the Guns to win because we were like, okay, let's have MJF basically be done with the tag titles.
Right. But nope, he's still tag team champion. He still hobbled his ass out there with Adam Cole today. Let's see. Then we had the Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin, Sting, Adam Copeland. I think we all picked the... let's see. The way I did this. Let's see. CLW, SDA, Sting, Darby. Okay. I'm the one who picked Sting, Darby, and Adam. You guys both picked Christian, Lucha, and Nick.
Yeah, that's who we wanted to win.
Right. Who ended up winning that match? I didn't even see that match.
Sting and all of them.
Okay. The only thing I saw in that was the Christian hit a low blow on Ric Flair.
Yeah, Flair started chopping him and stuff, and then Christian gouged his eyes and then gave him a low blow. So
Jesus.
But I mean, it wasn't just like one of those quick ones. Like he like jammed it up in there and let it like linger.
Yeah,
so,
and he kind of hooked them at the end too, and like drop. Yeah. Starks and Big Bill actually retained their tag titles in that ladder match, that 4-way ladder match.
Which it was kind of a, it was chaotic, but I mean, I thought they all worked pretty hard. Like I was pretty surprised by that match. Like I thought it was actually pretty decent.
Yeah. None of us got that one right, but I mean, I haven't watched Collision that much, and I didn't really see much of the build to this. And really, I mean, I guess it makes sense too with the Golden Jets defeating the Young Bucks. That would be a team that they could easily take the titles off of, and then that could lead to something more down the road. Maybe FTR goes up against them or something like that. So yeah, there's another one, the Golden Jets, which I picked. I think I picked them. I know this is just riveting podcasting right here. Sorry.
I thought we all picked them.
Yeah, we did. We all picked Golden Jets.
Yeah.
And then you and I picked Julia Hart to win the TBS championship, which she did. Man, I just love the presentation of Julia Hart. Like the entrance music, the hats, like the whole vibe. Like I'm just big fan.
Well, that's somebody had a photo of her and Pillman and what's his name, and they're like, who would have thought like right now like she's like the biggest star out of these three?
Yeah, that's true.
Think about it, really, honestly. Yeah. Not that like Pillman won't be someday, but like right now, like she's pretty over with this gimmick. So
I agree.
I'm glad they put the title on her. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I think it was time to get it off of Statlander. Like it just seemed like sometimes they wait too long. I think to switch a title.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I think that was pretty appropriate. Riley, I know you wanted Sky Blue to win, so I'm sure you were a little disappointed.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, see.
All right. And then, let's see. And then, of course, there was the Texas Death Match, which I guess we could kind of get into this one. The Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. A lot of people say it's the match of the night. Definitely stole the show.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely agree with that. And the only part of it that I had any issue with was where Hangman started drinking Swerve's blood, because I thought that was just too over the top for me.
Yeah, that was God, I hope they like cleared a lot of that with not only just like with doctors and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, man.
It's just I would hope that they would say like, yeah, that it's okay. Like there's no risk or anything. It's just kind of it's disgusting more than anything, I guess.
Yeah.
But like I'm hoping that they like cleared it to where a doctor's like, well, there's no really any risk because, once blood is airborne, you know what I mean? It's more or less. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm no doctor, but I think most stuff gets transmitted possibly through like wounds and stuff. So maybe as long as everything's fine there on both ends, but I guess it is going into your mouth. I don't know. I'm guessing. That's the only thing I'm hoping of is that like. I mean, we've seen spots of like people like wiping other people's blood on their face and stuff. Like I've seen Bubba Ray Dudley did that. He did that with Tommy Dreamer at One Night Stand. When Tommy Dreamer was busted up, he took it and he wiped it all over his face. So that can still get transmitted into your pores in your mouth and everything. I understand drinking the visual. I think that's the fucked up part.
That was the fucked up part.
Was the visual of it.
Yeah.
Like it just. I don't know.
What were you saying, Riley?
If there's any doctors that listen to our show, please reach out and let us know. Is drinking blood good for us or bad?
I'm about to like look it up.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many bloodborne pathogens that could be in there. Like, Swerve could have something he doesn't even know about. Like, it's just, it just seems like I don't know. Somebody had
I'm
tweeted
sure
out.
they're tested on a
Oh,
regular basis.
I know, but it just I don't know, man. It just seems.
I understand what you're saying.
It's still like
Fucked up. Yes.
yeah.
Somebody had posted. Somebody had like commented on somebody's tweet and said, "See, right here is why AEW can never win. People say they're too much like WWE and get mad. Then they go back to their roots, put on matches that break the mold like this one, and people are pissed because it's not WWE and it's carny now."
Wait, so the roots of AEW are drinking fucking somebody else's blood?
Right. So I said this isn't an AEW versus WWE thing. It's a would I take my family to see this thing? Like if I saw this in a movie, I would have thought it was messed up and it's fake.
No, this is am I drinking hepatitis or not thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Besides the point, all right, we're all in agreement that was messed up. So let's try to overlook that. Let's not overlook the fact that like how brutal this match was and how great the storytelling was. When to me the spot I love was when he stapled his son's photo to his fucking face and ripped it off. But when Swerve swung the barbed wire chair and it got caught in at Paige's mouth, and I'm sure it's gimmicked. It's obviously gimmicked barbed wire.
Yeah,
but it still sticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it hooked him in his mouth and shit. Like that was insane.
Well, and Hangman doing the moonsault off the top rope to Swerve on the floor while holding the chair with barbed wire wrapped around. Like, dude, this is insane. Some of the stuff that they did.
Yeah, so I thought Swerve's entrance was fucking.
Yeah,
was awesome. But yeah, him doing the Deadeye too.
Yeah, that looked brutal.
Yeah,
like, that looked bad.
Yeah,
the Nana, dude.
Yeah,
now had he opened Nana's jacket and stole a dime bag, I'd have lost my shit. That would have been the greatest moment ever.
I know. Probably couldn't do that just because it's almost like one of those things. Like if this,
you could drink the dude's blood, but you can't steal weed out of.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, he should have been able to like roll up a fatty right there and just start smoking on TV.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. Like it was a hell of a match, and the symbolism of him hanging Hangman to win.
Yeah, with chains and stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was, there's definitely, they could definitely go, like, they could get another, that's the thing, like, what do you do next? Like, what type of match do you do?
I know, but I mean, you
have to, but like,
there's going to be though, because they build this one as Hangman versus Swerve 2.
Yeah.
And when they put that 2 graphic on there, know there's going to be a 3. That's how you knew Swerve was going to win, too. You know, like.
Well, I mean, and then Riley, Jason, and I were talking like before you came on, like I was saying how like, man, if Swerve ain't world champion within the next year, you know what I mean? Especially if he keeps going down the path he's going down, like, definitely a star in the making.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
This is one that Triple H is probably like, fuck you, Vince. Fuck you for getting rid of him. Because Triple H saw it.
Yes.
Triple H saw it. Vince didn't. And by the time Triple H took over, Swerve had already signed. He was like the one he couldn't get back. Like this one probably keeps him up at night.
Somebody said that, like, imagine this, like, where he's at right now. And he was released because of budget cuts.
Right.
Like, are you kidding me?
Right. Yeah, and I guess there was more to do with it. I guess he was a little vocal about things that he didn't like. He wasn't happy because remember they brought Hit Row up as a group and then they removed BFAB from it. Then they started kind of breaking things off, and I guess he wasn't happy with that, and he was very vocal about it. So apparently that might have led to him getting released. But yeah, man, what could have been though? Like if that group had come up as a unit, the way that they were booked in NXT, and had a run, like all those guys would be stars right now, and they probably all still be there, like a 6-month run on the main roster with Hit Row the way that they were. But
I mean, fucking stapling himself.
Yeah,
and he was, because I saw him like his post match like interview in the back, and you can see the fucking staples in him and stuff. Like,
did you see the? Apparently, he went to the Rams game in L.A. and they do this thing where when they're trying to hype the crowd up, they have a guy in a Rams outfit go, "Whose house?" And and whoever he was with, it was a girl, like was recording it, and then the dude would do "Whose house?" and then she would turn the camera on Swerve, and he was just sitting there shaking his head, and she started laughing.
That's hilarious.
It's like, oh, they stole your gimmick, bro.
Yeah.
So we all picked Swerve to win that one, and he did. And I mean, it was definitely a hell of a match, man. Like I mean, I can't say enough about it. Orange Cassidy retained his title against Mox, which we all picked that. I was kind of surprised by that. I mean, I guess it took Mox, I guess, hitting himself on a post and then like a whole bunch of orange punches and stuff to get the W, but he did. Like Orange Cassidy, man, he's making that international title mean something, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So, Timeless Tony.
Yes.
Dude, did I see right? Like, did the camera keep switching from like color to black and white when she would do like certain moves and stuff?
Yeah, it kind of like the plate like fell out of her trunks too when she did. You know, he put the metal plate,
the hip attack.
Yeah, but no, I mean that was the best. No, here's the best part of the night with her is the fact that she was supposed to be in the scrum at the end, and she had a letter sent that Tony read saying like you can find it or whatever. Basically, she had a letter wrote, and he read it out loud, and he was like laughing as he was reading it as to why she would not be in so she didn't go to it or whatever. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
He loves Timeless Tony Storm.
Oh,
like, he absolutely loves Timeless Tony Storm. That's his boo.
Yeah.
All right. So then the main event. So I was a little confused because I didn't see the buy-in, right? So I didn't see the whole thing with MJF getting hurt. So I was confused when they advertised that the match was going to be Adam Cole versus Jay White for the AEW championship. And I was like, how's that even going to work? Riley, did you see any of this, or did you see anything that was going on, or did you hear about it at all, or did you just see it after the fact?
I didn't see any of it during. I just saw that he got attacked. MJF got attacked before, and he wasn't going to be able to compete. Adam Cole's going to be stepping in to take over, and then I'm not exactly sure what happened after that. I don't think he did. I think MJF came out and wrestled, right?
Yeah, so MJF had gone to the hospital, and he was, they were like, oh, he's not going to be there for the main event, but, it was very WWE-esque, but he drove the ambulance into the arena.
Which somebody said the only way he's getting back from the hospital to the arena in that LA traffic is in a stolen ambulance, which I thought was like hilarious to think.
Yeah. So. Yep. So yeah, I mean, it was definitely set up pretty well, but he came like limping out, like he sold the leg injury the entire match. The funny thing is to me though, and this is the part that I had an issue with, right? Adam Cole is coming off foot surgery. His music hits, he's on his crutches going down to the ring to be in this match. And meanwhile, Britt Baker had tweeted out like, what the fuck? This guy is telling me he can't even unload the dishwasher, and here he is about to go wrestle in a match. Like, what is going on, right? So he hobbles out there on his crutches, gets in the ring, hits his little boom and all that. And then, Jay White's in the ring. They're starting to do the introductions. And then all of a sudden you hear the ambulance. And here comes MJF walking under his own power, limping, but walking under his own power, and hordes of security and like agents from the back are trying to keep MJF from getting to the ring. Nobody gave a fuck about Adam Cole on crutches with his foot in a boot going out there, but everybody's trying to stop MJF.
Yeah.
Like, that did not make sense to me at all. Like,
yeah, it was all really, really... It was almost like comically weird and funny at the same time.
Yeah, like it was just weird to me, and I was like, man, I cannot imagine why they would do that for him, and but anyway, it is what it is. Did
I hear too that like MJF like legitimately like his hip got popped out of place or something during?
I don't know. I mean, it kind of looked like that but all the selling he was doing, though, he was hitting his like leg, like his upper thigh, like knee area. He wasn't, and his knee was what was wrapped up, not his hip.
Okay,
but he was walking weird, like it was.
Yeah,
a hip thing,
I think that his hip actually, he did actually hurt it. Like the whole knee thing was obviously to be sold, but I guess during the match he actually did like pop his hip or something. Like tonight on Dynamite, he was walking with a cane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I thought that was still selling the knee thing, though, but it was just kind of funny seeing him and Cole both come down, with their...
Yeah.
I had it on in the bedroom. Katie was watching. She's like, why are these two guys hobbling out with crutches and canes? I was like, well.
Yeah, and they're champions.
Yeah. Like, you should see the other guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, from what I watched, it was a good pay-per-view. Like I said, man, the only thing that really bothered me was the drinking blood, just because it just didn't seem like it had a place. Like that's something that to me just that's going a little too far in pro wrestling. Maybe just a little bit.
Well, when I first saw it too, I thought he was just like trying to pour the blood on his face. You know what I mean? Like,
he was trying to drink it.
I thought it was like, yeah, give me your blood. Let me. And then I was like, no, his mouth is open.
Riley, have you seen that at all?
No.
You'll have to Google that and like watch it. Like it's a sight. Like Swerve is like bent over.
First of all, like, not only did he drink it, he Great Muta missed it out of his mouth.
Yeah, it was more like a Triple H. Triple H.
Missed out of his mouth.
Yeah, like he's Swerve is like prone on all fours, and Hangman like lays down underneath his head and is like holding his head, and like and the blood's pouring out of the top of his head.
He's going like
trying
this.
To get his it's fucked up, man. It's really fucked up.
Yeah,
he just really wants to join the Brood, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, just Google, just YouTube it.
So if we're keeping track, I actually won this one.
Yeah.
I had the most correct guesses. We all did really well. Riley missed 3, Kevin missed 2, but I only missed the 1, the Guns, winning the tag team championship. So I rule. So does that make me Gimmick Minute World Champion?
No.
Ah, fuck. Why not?
This wasn't. No title was on the line. Plus,
so is it on the line for Survivor Series?
Plus, like this was who we wanted to win.
Okay.
I would have picked completely different.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I wanted the Guns to win, but I wouldn't have picked them to win.
All right. Well, we'll have to talk about that when we get to the Survivor Series predictions. So, which honestly, I mean, we could kind of go into that because there really isn't a whole lot. I mean, I guess we can kind of go through as we go through the card. We'll just kind of talk about what's going on. So let me share the card here. I got pulled up so you guys can see what we're looking at. Don't mind the picture that I got is like super blurry.
I was looking down and I looked up and I thought it was going to be like, don't mind the picture I have as my screensaver. May or may not be the cover of Playgirl magazine with Shawn Michaels.
It actually looks better on the screen that I'm sharing.
I thought you were about to say it actually is.
No, it's like a collage of Shawn, Logan Paul, and Hornswoggle, and all right. So as of right now, there are only 5 actual matches scheduled for Survivor Series War Games. Now, there is the potential of the Shinsuke Nakamura call out, so that's gonna go into a little bit of that. So we're gonna put that on the prediction sheet too, and try to get some traction of conversation there. But we'll start off on the SmackDown side. So over on SmackDown, if you've been watching, Santos took out Rey Mysterio, and then he came out in the Scarface suit with the promo on Friday. Did you guys catch Santos's promo, man? It was really good.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it, and then I saw the stuff with Zelina too.
Oh yeah. What'd you think of the promo, Ron?
We need more of this Santos.
You like the Santos? I like the Santos.
We need more.
I love the Tony Montana suit though too, man. that set it off for me. But Carlito's taking up for Rey Mysterio, and it seems like Santos is on an island here, but I got to think that the rest of Legado is going to kind of follow suit, right? Like, I feel like they may be upset over this whole Rey Mysterio thing, but are they really going to turn their back on Santos and go with Carlito? Like, I don't see that happening.
No, I don't think so either. I think they're going to probably side with him.
Unless they're going to be on their own, I guess, but I don't see that happening either. But
no, I don't think they can go off on their own yet.
Yeah, me either.
Well, they could have at the beginning, but not now. They haven't done anything with them. They're not even in matches, are they? They're just there.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, they're just kind of there. I mean, I guess if they had Zelina as their mouthpiece, though, or maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I guess that'd be the only way that I could potentially see it if Zelina's. So, but I'm gonna go Santos with this one because I feel like the rest of Legado is gonna turn on Carlito and Santos will get the win.
Oh yeah, 100% Santos. Like, especially with this turn and fresh, you know what I mean?
Oh, Riley, I jumped the gun. I didn't even ask you, and I started typing it.
That's okay. You were right.
I was right. Okay, you're going Santos too. All right.
I thought he was gonna say Carlito.
So now we got on the Raw side, we got the Intercontinental Championship match. This has been building up pretty well, man. Like Gunther and Miz had a pretty good back and forth, and they've had some really good back and forths. But Gunther just the confidence that he has, like he just kind of smiles and he's like, yeah, you say what you want, but I'm gonna powerbomb you and I'm gonna kick your ass, and
Yeah.
But, is he overconfident? Could Miz be the one to knock him off? I don't really think so because with this type of run, I feel like if you're going to drop the title to somebody, unless Miz is a good transitional champion since he's already been there, for Gunther to potentially go after Seth and go after the world title. But I don't know, man. Like I feel like Gunther's gonna win.
Yeah, I think so too. But I will say this: like Miz have done a really good job of like especially on Monday night. You know what I mean? Like It looked like Gunther was just gonna maul and beat the shit out of him, but then Miz like the little low blow. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Plus the whole thing of Miz looking to be, because he's he's one behind Jericho for most reigns, I think. So like, that whole thing of, unless they want to do that, unless they want like Miz to like break Jericho's record, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that could be. I mean, they're all about setting new records and stuff like that, and making that part of the story.
And especially people that like Jericho who aren't there anymore.
Kevin's talking himself into picking the Miz instead of Gunther. I love it.
Well, let's just say you don't have to talk me into it because I'm already picking the Miz.
Ooh, really?
Why? Pray tell.
Because he's the Miz and he's awesome?
Okay.
Oh.
No other explanation needed. What you got, Kevin?
I mean, I'm gonna say Gunther. But I almost said Miz, but maybe like disqualification. But no,
Yeah.
I think no, I'm gonna say Gunther. But I could see them, like I said, giving Miz the tying record, maybe losing, and eventually one day maybe breaking it. Just like I said, just because it's Jericho that holds the record. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to hold it long if he does win.
No, I wouldn't think so
No.
either. I think it'd go to the next person that they'd go on a long run with or something like that. But and then you got the Women's World Championship. You got Rhea Ripley defending against Zoe Stark. I put Rhea versus Ripley.
Because that's who's going to win. Because your mind subconsciously is just telling you it doesn't matter.
She's just gonna be out there fighting herself. Yeah, mommy's coming out on top.
Oh yeah.
I mean, speaking of, and that was kind of a nice little segment too when she came back to the. Can we talk about how awesome the Judgment Day clubhouse is becoming?
Yes.
Like, if you look closely, they've accumulated so many like little trinkets along the way, like Rey Mysterio's mask and like different things that they've like, just different things from their run. There's even an action figure of Rey holding a sign that says "I'm a deadbeat dad," which is fucking.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
So yeah, I gotta appreciate the Judgment Day clubhouse, but I mean, it's gotta be Rhea, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, Riley?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah, and this won't be the last we see of her. So.
All right, and then on the SmackDown side, pretty much the entire episode of SmackDown was revolved around this women's War Games match. They had the they had the whole thing where Damage Control kind of made the challenge. They're definitely teasing like Bayley is not long for being in Damage Control. Like this is going to be, I feel like this is probably going to be her exit from that group here pretty shortly. Which I'm okay with. Like I kind of want to see a babyface Bayley. I'm kind of I don't know if she necessarily needs to go back to the hugger, but I feel like she might have a evolved run somewhere in there. Like I'm ready for her to quit with the laugh and like things like that. Like it's gotten to be a little stale, I think, here.
Yeah, it's time.
Because like the thing is, like I feel like when she came back from her knee injury, a lot of people really wanted to cheer her because they were excited to see her back. So having her continue on with being a heel at that point, it hasn't really worked for me, so far.
No, I agree. No, and the teasing's been really good. And, so, yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, Becky's team and all of them will win. But you know what? I don't know. No, I'm gonna go with the heels because I don't think they're gonna turn on her quite yet.
Okay,
Just because I think that because if other stuff happens that night, like this could be taken. You know what I mean? Like this could be something forgotten about. You know what I mean? If there's potential surprise or potential other stuff going on.
Well, I mean, I completely forgot about the women's War Game match last year. So
yeah,
it just seems like it's out. I mean, even this year's it's overshadowed by the men's too, especially with the announcement that happened on Monday. But man, I don't know. This is a tough one to call. What do you got, Riley?
I think I'm going with Damage Control as well.
Okay.
But I do think that Bayley is going to be the one that takes the title off of Io.
Ooh. Okay.
Sometime.
Okay. All right. I wouldn't be mad at that. I think I'm gonna go with, just to be different. I'll go with I don't even know what to call their team. Was it Becky, Bianca,
Shots.
Charlotte, and Shotzi? The Shib
BBCs.
BBCs, yeah, the BBCs. Um, yeah, I mean, it was kind of predictable that Becky would be the fourth member. I thought it was a cool story, though, that Damage Control kept taking out anybody that could potentially join the team.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that they talked to backstage. Like, I thought that was well done. It was kind of weird that Becky had her full gear on and came out of the crowd on Friday. Like,
Yeah.
just like, oh, I'm just here in my gear. I'm ready to go. Like, it seemed a little off to me, but it is what it is. I guess.
I think a funny thing too is that, like, after Nick Aldis was done talking to them, like, Cody was back there, so people started speculating, like, wait, why is Cody, like, they speculating like Brandy Rhodes was going to come out or something, maybe. But
see, I took that as because he came out to help LA Knight
right
at the end. So they kind of made. I think they were kind of teasing that LA Knight could end up being the fifth member of the.
Gotcha.
I think that's where they were going with that, because if you watched on Raw too, there was a little backstage with the four guys, and they were trying to strategize on who would be the teammate. And I think it was Sammy said, so you talked to Nick Aldis, the SmackDown guys are up for grabs too. Like, we can have one of those guys. And he's like, yeah. He goes, well, who do you got in mind? Like, I don't know. I don't really have anybody. And then Cody was like, well, I got a friend I can call. So let me check that. And then everybody else was supposed to, I guess, go off and check with other people. But yeah, so I think that was more the tease, is that they were just trying to throw you off. Or maybe they weren't sure if Randy could go yet, and LA Knight was the backup.
Yeah, I can see that.
So they had to have some sort of a storyline, because I mean, I thought it was interesting. Like, I guess we could get to the men's now because we all picked the women's, but it was interesting the way that they portrayed this. So they had it all set up, and then Cody cut his promo, but Cody didn't actually say his name.
No, he did not. And that's something I wanted to talk about too, with all these different things. How funny would it be if CM Punk was the fifth guy? If that they just made you believe it was Orton, and then ended up being CM Punk.
I mean, that'd be one hell of a swerve, but it's like, but how do you get somebody I have a legacy with? I mean, that's only two people. That's Ted Jr. and that's
Somebody posted a thing. It was when Dom came out of the police thing for WrestleMania, and they said Ted DiBiase Jr. showing up at Survivor Series this Sunday. I was like, oh my god.
That's fucked up. Is he still in jail? Is he in jail?
Yeah, he got like 30 years.
Oh, are you serious? I didn't know the sentence.
Yeah, he got big time tax evasion, money laundering, fraud. Yeah, he got like I think almost 30 years.
That sucks, man. That sucks. But yeah, so and then he said, we have an apex predator. That's Randy Orton's nickname. You can't really equate that to CM Punk. Like, I know he uses WWE, the Anaconda Vice, but
in WWE's like promoting, like they've literally said Randy Orton is the fifth guy, and they have him like in the pictures and stuff now too. So I don't know.
Right. So yeah, so it's definitely going to be Randy Orton. So I mean, that being said, though, now what I love, though, did you catch Jey Uso's face when he realized who it was? Ooh, man, the storytelling there, right? I mean, it was more like maybe like a worry, like, oh shit, like the last time this dude was in the ring, we fucked him up, and he's been gone for over a year.
Mm-hmm. But that's fucking brilliant. That's genius. You know what I mean? Like, because it just, I don't know, it just makes you think, and there's so many avenues and ways they could go. Because I personally think, because they're like, well, what's Randy Orton going to do? He like has some pretty major back surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I honestly could see him just fucking turning on them. or just doing an arcade. Not to say they're going to end up losing, because I think they're going to win. But I can see him like RKO and somebody just walking out on the team.
Yeah. Like I can see him RKOing Jay, like
yes.
acting like it's all good, and then hitting him with it, but then maybe picking him up and being like, "All right, buddy." Like, like when he first I can see like when he first gets in the ring, like let's say Orton's not the last person to come in, so the actual match hasn't started yet. Like he comes in and maybe Jay's on a roll and he just RKO's Jay, but then picks him up and is like, "All right, come on, we're good now," or something like that. Like that's something like the Orton in his last run would do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like just something goofy and funny like that.
Yes.
You know, I don't think I think much in the vein of Bailey, I don't think it's a good idea to have Randy Orton be a heel right off the bat.
No.
I think eventually you get him there because there's the potential of him having matches with like Cody and some of these guys is there, or even Seth. But I feel like you gotta tease it. You gotta wait. Maybe even wait till after WrestleMania. Let's say Cody wins the title at WrestleMania. Maybe then turn him heel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Have him be Cody's first opponent. Because all that history is there. But
plus, you gotta work him back in.
Yeah, and the crowd's gonna want to cheer him. You know what I mean? Like you heard the crowd pop when Cody said the word "somebody I have a legacy with." Man, that crowd went insane.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Columbus, Ohio. Typically, that crowd is not usually that vocal, you know?
Right.
The Cleveland crowd tends to be a little bit better than the Columbus crowd. But, yeah, man, it was good. But this is a tough one to call for me, though, because you have the returning Randy Orton. But, you know, Judgment Day is the faction, and Judgment Day is the build. Now, having JD McDonough gives the perfect like somebody to be pinned, especially the fact that they went out of their way to make him an actual member now.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess that but it could be, but man, I could almost see Judgment Day winning this match. I really can.
Yeah, I could see it, but I'm gonna go with the faces on this one, so
All right. I don't even know how to
just do face and heel.
Face and heel.
Yeah.
Well, I could do face and Judgment Day.
Yeah, face and Judgment. Yeah.
What do you think, Riley?
That's what drives me nuts. Is these teams need team names. Like, I miss the Hulkamaniacs versus the $1 Million Team, or I miss.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe they'll come up with a name before the actual match. Who knows?
Yeah.
Team RK Yeet.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
No Yeet.
Team Whoa.
Oh, dude, that's still Jimmy hanging up the phone. No Yeet, and saying it like Roman too was so good, so good. I was listening to Sam Roberts, and he was doing his email. Sorry, Riley, I'll let you pick here in a second, but he was doing his email segment, and somebody said that he thinks that Jimmy Uso has been far more entertaining than Jay since they're split, and Sam like obliterated this dude and was like, that's stupid, that's a dumb take. I feel the same way. I think Jay is incredibly entertaining. I think his character has been hilarious since he's been on his own. It's really more just the backstage stuff and the interactions he has with Roman. It's like the little subtle things that we've talked about over the last couple of weeks, like that, you know, that moment, or when he was sprawled out on Roman's couch and stuff like that. Like, this has been great. I love it.
Oh, taking the microphone out of Heyman's hands and stuff when Roman's not around. So,
yep. Oh, good shit. All right, Riley, who are you picking?
Well, before we get into that.
Okay, all right. Your story. Oh, yeah, you had a story for this one, didn't you?
Yeah. So we all anticipated that it was going to be Randy Orton coming back.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. But we didn't know. So I get home from work on Tuesday. My lovely girlfriend's like, "Oh, you should watch wrestling right away." I'm like, "Oh, you're the best." I am. So I turn it on, watching it. She sits down and watches it with me. about 2/3 of the way through. I think that it's Ludwig Kaiser versus Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, it was a great match too.
Yeah, a very good match. Out of the blue, she says, "It's official. The Viper is back." And I'm like, "What?" Like, I'm watching it right now. Couldn't have waited. And, like, why? You're spoiler alert. And she's like, "I thought you knew." And I'm like, "What? I'm watching it right now. How would I know?"
That sucks. Oh man, is that why she told you to watch it?
And I just got a text message. That's not what I said. For all those listeners out there, if I am not back next week, I'm in trouble. Anyway, I'm going with Randy's team.
You go with Randy's team? All right. I'll put that down. Randy's team. Okay. I'm going to say Judgment Day because I think the Together unit in War Games, typically the Together unit ends up getting the win. Typically, not always.
I don't think they're a Together unit anymore. I think Damian Priest is on his way out of Judgment Day. The tension just keeps building and building, and I don't know.
And there's still the possibility of him cashing in.
Yeah. That'd be an interesting way to end the show.
Nobody's really talking about that.
And he's the team leader.
Right.
So.
Yeah. But then Drew's on the team and he didn't expect that and stuff like that. So that's.
But when they lose, he's gonna get the blame for it. You were the team leader.
I feel like I needed to pick something different than you guys, though. So I'm gonna go Judgment Day. I mean, I think it'd be apropos for Cody. I guess, dude, I'm gonna talk myself into changing it because Cody and his dad's the first time Cody's in War Games. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Cody must pose, right? It's got to be Cody must pose.
And I hope Cody starts it because Dusty always started it with Arn Anderson. Every War Games, those two always started it. So, on the other side, I don't know who you start. It doesn't really matter, but I hope Cody starts it, goes start to finish.
Yeah. All right, and the last thing that could potentially happen on the show is at some point, it's expected that Shinsuke Nakamura is finally going to call out whoever he's been talking to in his promos. All of the evidence, for the most part, points to it being CM Punk. I'm going to say it's CM Punk because they're in Chicago. It makes sense. He's been looking like a can of Coke Zero. So with his outfits, of course, CM Punk's the Pepsi guy. He's used the GTS. He's used lyrics from both of CM Punk's entrance songs in his promos. It's got to be CM Punk. I can't think of anybody else it could possibly be other than CM Punk. So that is going to be my pick for the call out. Kevin, you said you thought you had another opinion.
Well, there was one that I read somewhere. Somebody had a theory. They thought maybe it would be AJ Styles. I know that's not a sexy, thing just because whatever. But I think if it's not CM Punk, I think it's Brock Lesnar. Because they have a history together against each other in New Japan. I know not a lot of people know about that and stuff, but it is well known. So I think it's going to be a babyface Brock Lesnar if it's not CM Punk.
Interesting. Okay. So is your pick Brock Lesnar or is it CM Punk?
I mean, I'm going with CM Punk, but...
Okay. All right. The smart money is on CM Punk.
So I would go Punk, Lesnar, AJ.
What about you, Riley?
Let me throw out this curveball for you.
Ooh, all right.
Will Ospreay.
He just signed with AEW.
He just signed with AEW.
And I believe he said, "Whoa, I've got some unfinished business I have to take care of."
Well, that's his New Japan contract though. So
that's
why nobody thought it'd be Will Ospreay, because he's still technically under contract till February with New Japan.
His unfinished business is I forget what the guys' names are in New Japan, but they destroyed both his like, he's the IWGP United States champion, and he changed it to the United Kingdom championship. So he like has been holding both titles. And these guys in storyline like came out and fucking destroyed both the belts. So I think that's his unfinished business. So,
but isn't that perfect for us all to believe that?
I mean, I do believe it because it's the truth.
Or is he going to show up?
I mean, technically,
I don't think he ever had any dealings with Nakamura though.
We're not talking about that, Kevin.
God, right.
Just cheese. It's called a curveball for a reason.
I don't know. Is that a curveball, or that's more like a? I don't know.
Knuckleball.
It's almost like a junk ball.
A change up, if you will.
Yeah.
So is Will Ospreay your pick then, or?
Oh no, definitely not.
Okay.
Fucking crazy. After all that.
Who are you going with?
I like to open the minds of our listeners.
I got you. Okay.
I would just say CM Punk, but I don't want it to be CM Punk.
Yeah.
I just can't afford to keep losing.
Okay. Why don't you want it to be CM Punk?
It'll overshadow Randy. I'm a big fan of Randy Orton.
I see where you're going with that. And I don't think it will, because Randy is going to be in the main event. And I feel like they're going to I honestly feel like they're going to do a really good job of building anticipation for Randy Orton's return.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like...
When do you think they're going to do this? Is this going to start off the show? Is it going to be in the middle?
No, I think the women's will start.
Yeah.
And then I think the men's will finish it.
And
are you talking about Shinsuke's call out?
Shinsuke's?
Yeah, Shinsuke's call out.
It'll probably be before. I'd imagine it'd be like somewhere in the middle, maybe the second or third thing they do.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I don't think it would happen right before the War Games match, but it might though, because you get the crowd hyped, and then that could carry over into keeping them hyped for the War Games match though too. But I don't know. That's a good point. I'm not sure when it would be.
I'd almost do it right off the rip.
Yeah,
hype them up for the whole.
Start off the show with it.
Hype them up for the whole fucking show.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's a good time to do this that it doesn't affect the rest of the show. If that makes any sense. Like, if you're gonna do it, you gotta start right at the beginning, rip off that Band-Aid and just ride it.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And honestly too, open the show maybe with Nakamura already in the ring and do it that way. Because honestly, that Chicago crowd is going to be hyped no matter what. Like, that crowd always is loud, start to finish, and pretty insane. I thought it was kind of funny. Dynamite was in Chicago tonight.
Oh, was it?
So Chicago's getting some good wrestling.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you're right. Maybe that should start off the show, and then maybe hit them with the Carlito Santos to kind of calm everything down, and then maybe do the War Games match or something like the first War Games match. I don't know.
I think
dude, Triple H is a master at building cards, though. Like, he really is really good at it. So I think he'll do what's right.
I think the women's will start, and then we'll have Santos, and then I would say the Nakamura segment, And then we got women's title match.
And the IC title match, too.
And then the IC title match. And then, because, I would do the IC title match and then the men's war game. Because, like, I think the IC title match has the potential to be, like,
a show stealer.
Honestly, I'm telling you right now, this is one of those cards that we look at on paper, we're like, and I bet you it's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
because it has potential between if the 2 War Games matches deliver, and I really think Gunther always delivers, and the Miz could be right there too with him. Like, I think that could deliver. I mean, he's just so smart because this is what he does: 5 matches. Yes, two of them are going to be longer, but in the past, if this was booked 5 years ago, we'd have the 2 War Games matches and like 8 other matches on top of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't need that. You're going to have 2 matches that are 35, 45 minutes.
Yeah, and I like that the women's, we talked about last week, like just having 4, like that, you don't need more than that because that extra 2 people in the match is just going to make it even longer. So I think it makes more sense just to have the 4-on-4.
Yeah, agree.
Plus, they had trouble just finding an extra, a 4th.
They did.
Imagine if they had 2 more. So, but yeah, man, it's going to be. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good show. I'm excited. Kevin, you still coming for it?
Yeah, I might be able to. I think so.
Okay, cool.
We'll see how the noon game goes and what kind of mood.
Jeez.
What kind of mood I'm in.
Okay.
So that is a legitimate thing, and it really depends on how that game goes, how the rest of the day goes.
It's true.
So, Riley, you saying if Ohio State wins, you're going to drive over for Survivor Series?
No, I've already got other plans.
Oh, okay.
Just make sure you sign for the. Yeah, I have my mail going there, and I'm expecting a package. So just let me know when it gets there.
All right, we'll do. We'll do. All right. Well, hey, I mean, that pretty much does it. I really don't think. I think we covered everything we wanted to cover. I can't think of anything else that we hadn't talked about that we needed to. So, I guess we can just go ahead and wrap up the show. We made it a little under an hour, guys. Congrats.
All right.
I am gonna just waste some more time talking. We're gonna go over. We're gonna hit that hour.
All right. What do you want to talk about?
Well, since you asked, you guys were giving me a lot of crap for showing up late, but I got us another follower. So I'd just like to send a shout out to the Sandman.
The Sandman?
Sandman. Not the same Sandman as the wrestler, but...
Not the ECW Sandman?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the Sandman. This is just Sandman.
All right.
So, I got another follower.
Well, thank you, Riley. Appreciate that. Well, welcome to the Gimmick Minute audience, Sandman. We appreciate you listening.
Yeah, I mean, you're no the Sandman, but whatever.
I bet you could drink a beer or two like the Sandman if he's a friend of Riley's.
Well, let's just say the Sandman's under the table right now, and we're still going strong.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, hopefully he wakes up tomorrow to listen to this. But, and hopefully everybody has a great Thanksgiving tomorrow, which is Thursday. Oh. So if you're listening to this in the past, hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving.
So let's get to that hour mark there for you, Riley.
Oh, jeez, we're going to hit this hour.
No, it's fine. It's like, hey.
Seriously, Kevin, you're going to waste some more time?
Listen.
Jeez. I'd like to go to bed soon.
Yeah. Well, you ain't got shit to do tomorrow? Smoking? Thanksgiving and turkey. Fucking listen to me.
Today We want to talk about Thanksgiving.
All right, what do you got to say about Thanksgiving attorney?
Well, first of all, Thanksgiving is going to be here in like what, an hour or so, or I don't even know what time it is. But
10 minutes.
In 10 minutes, okay. Oh, we can get to 10 minutes.
Jesus.
No,
I also want to celebrate Thanksgiving with you guys, so we got to go an hour and 10 minutes.
Okay. You only get 3 sides for Thanksgiving. Okay, gravy doesn't count. Dinner rolls don't count. Okay. You only get 3 sides and 1 dessert. Well, I guess we can't say dessert. Everybody's gonna say fucking pumpkin pie. You get 3 sides.
No, I'm not. I will not say pumpkin pie.
Okay. All right, 3 sides. What's your 3 sides? Must-haves.
Jeez.
Mashed potatoes, corn, and coleslaw.
Okay.
All right. I'll go mashed potatoes, stuffing or dressing, depending on what side of the world you're from. And my aunt makes this awesome cranberry jello, and I fucking love it every year. So I'll go with that cranberry jello. Nice.
That's good. So we got the cranberry jello and a coleslaw. Those are kind of unique.
Yeah, that's Riley's family. Like Katie's making coleslaw, and to me, it's
no.
That's not a favorite of mine, but they love it.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with cornbread dressing.
Okay.
Mac and cheese, like homemade, good baked, like brown mac and cheese. Okay. I think mashed potatoes are on there, but you gotta have like a veggie. So I'm gonna go with like some good like fresh green beans or like a green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole is a good one too. I like that.
Yeah, but it's got to be homemade. Like, I mean, obviously being plant based and stuff, I had to make everything kind of from scratch. But whether I was or not, it's not canned green beans and not canned cream of mushroom soup. You gotta get nice fresh, like either fresh or frozen green beans, or you make your own homemade cream of mushroom soup. It's much better that way.
All right. So your dessert would be pumpkin pie then?
No, actually, so I make this. I call it coconut surprise, and so you bake a graham cracker crust in a 9x13, just graham crackers and melted butter. You bake that. The first layer is a package of cream cheese, a cup of Cool Whip, and a cup of powdered sugar. You whip that. That's the first layer. Next layer is vanilla pudding with coconut flakes mixed in. And then the next layer is just nothing but Cool Whip. And then you put toasted coconut flakes on top.
I wasn't sure where you're going with that, but that actually sounds really good.
It is fucking phenomenal. So I make it every year so Joe's oldest brother, who he passed away, 6-7 years ago or something like that. But every Thanksgiving and Christmas, he always brought this dessert. And it's like Joe's like favorite. And Joe always was like, Joe's my father-in-law. I didn't say that, but anyway, my father-in-law would always say, "Well, what the hell's the recipe for this thing?" He'd ask him every year. He's like, "I don't know. I know in my head, and I make it different every time." So I was able to kind of find it and kind of copycat it. And he's like, I think it makes him feel good. It makes him think of his brother. So I make it every year for him. So.
If you have some extra and you come over Saturday, bring some with you.
Oh, I will. Oh, we have. Oh, yeah, we have. Well, we could talk more out there. Sorry.
No. Riley, what about you? What's your go-to dessert?
That coconut thing that Kevin's making.
Riley, if I can,
sound pretty good.
Yeah, I would try to get an extra piece and have Jason freeze it for you, but he probably won't. Actually, honestly, at Christmas time, I will probably make it again, and I will somehow try to get a piece down to you.
Mine's actually pecan or pecan pie.
That's Morgan's.
I'm a sucker for that.
That's Morgan's dad's. Actually, Morgan made a vegan one. Jason, I would try to bring. We'll talk.
We'll talk. All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you guys. Now we're over an hour. Now we're 4.
Okay. Oh, God damn
There
it.
we go.
Way to go. You guys had to talk about desserts.
All right. Well, hey, tweet us or X us or whatever you say.
What's your Mount Rushmore?
Your favorite?
Yeah, what's your Mount Rushmore?
Your Mount Rushmore of desserts at Living Gimmick. That's the @ symbol followed by LIVYOURGIMMICK. Hey, thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of the show. Hopefully everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy the parade, enjoy the football, enjoy all the food. I'm going to have my turkey in the roaster at about 10 a.m. I can't wait. So hopefully everybody, has some good stuff to eat and everybody enjoys Survivor Series. So I think it's going to be a great show. AEW put on a great pay-per-view last week. I think WWE is going to put on a great one this week. So who wins in all this? Wrestling fans. That's what matters. Like, good content on both sides. So let's just hope nobody drinks anybody's blood this week. So
never mind. I won't say what I was going to say.
Oh, Jesus. All right. On that note, for Kevin and Riley, my name is Jason, reminding you all out there to be a fan and always live your gimmick. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Goodbye.
What's messed up?
Gobble, gobble.
What's messed up is you knew what I was going to say.
Yeah.